Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons podcast. It looks like sound levels are okay. Maybe turn this up a little bit. All right. Okay, sorry. I should have done a levels check before I was live. So, as you can see, things are a little bit different. You no longer see the blazing summer sun behind me. So, got blackout curtains now to try to help with the difficulty cooling the office space. So I got the big windows behind me, which is fine in most seasons, and actually in winter it's nice because it keeps the place a little warmer. But yeah, it was getting unbearable, and I was having the air conditioning was tripping the breaker in the building and everything. It was running so hard. So enough of that. And so now the lighting's going to be a little bit strange because I've got fluorescent lighting coming from over there that's kind of lighting everything, and I'm surprised how much brighter it is on the camera. So the cameras are quite sensitive. When I was flooding it with light, especially backlighting myself in sunlight, the camera didn't know what to do, and I was just a weird silhouette. So now I'm going to be a weird fluorescently lit yeah, little picture here. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if the change is good or not, but at least it'll keep things cool. Yeah, so it's really dark in here, and you can't see that. I mean, it looks super bright. So I guess, and now you're actually going to see my face lit from the screen, from the tablet itself, which you didn't see before because all the other lighting was so dominant. But the nice thing that's going to help, it's also going to keep that glare off the monitor that was kind of giving me trouble. So sometimes you'd see me lean in weird positions and things just because I had so much glare from the sun behind me. So a little change here, and hopefully that'll keep things a little nicer. Yeah, I still have some more work to do to make this go better, but yeah, first step in defeating that sunlight. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's see. Things seem to be going okay. I think my computer though was not sleeping or something, because the Cintiq, the screen at least, is really hot. I'm worried that, and it's strange because it finally wasn't getting the sun, beating on it during the day. So I hope that's not a sign of things failing. That'll be a shame. But seems to be okay. All right. So, not much. Not much going on. Didn't have anything particular. So we're going to try to do comments again this week. And also a little convenience store deal. And there we go. Sorry. What's going on here? Bum, bum, bum. And yeah, so if this is your first time watching the stream, welcome and thanks for joining me. I appreciate the view, and if you like it, please subscribe on YouTube or on Twitch to get notified about when the stream is going. All right. Okay, a little bit clumsy. Yeah, this feels weird. It feels like I'm doing this at night, which it probably is for you, very late at night. So yeah, it looks much more like I'm doing this at night, but it's actually in the middle of the day. And it's just a few hours from the very hottest part of the day, so that'll be really nice to not have that hitting, because literally there's no way that the building cooling can keep up with the heat pouring in those windows. And I think they've even got a coating on them, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, pretty difficult. All right. Okay, I'll just try to start things off here. Yeah, kind of feeling weirdly out of practice. Yeah, I just don't draw enough during the week. So sometimes I'm very slow on a Monday. But yeah, let me try to change this position a little bit here. And I still haven't perfected my setup because I've got a microphone stand kind of coming in this direction to kind of put the mic right under me so I don't have to talk very loud and you can get a nice voice. But then I'm putting my arm under the mic stand, so it's restricting my range of motion a little bit. Not my wrist, but if I have to move my arm, so that's a little clumsy, but I didn't seem to notice it so much before. Maybe it's just the heat. Everything's feeling close and uncomfortable. But yeah, it's killing me how funny how bright the webcam is. I was struggling so much to get out of that silhouette, but it was just the back. It's just being lit from the back by the actual sunlight. There's just no way to compete with that. All right. Huh. All right. Hey, all right, same layer. Well, I'll finish this. Oops. I'll finish this and then separate them. Yeah, so a little bit later than I wanted to get started on the stream, but yeah, just schedule-wise, it's been difficult to get an earlier start. There we go. This might need a little adjustment. Yeah. So I had some coffee in hopes that it would inspire me to talk a little bit more, but I don't have much to say. Yeah, very strange. I fell asleep to some horrible live stream where these idiots were arguing. It was just one of those, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, but just one of those really annoying, frustrating conversations, and it sucked that I fell asleep to it because I had it going on in my dreams, basically, and just people that sound like they were taught to argue on, AM radio or Frontline or what was that? That one of the first kind of yelling debate shows. Fire, was it? Crossfire? Something like that, I don't know. But really annoying. And yeah, just having that, I woke up very weird and agitated having that in my head. But I can't believe how much, and I guess, the cable news, AM radio and the cable news kind of nurtured that, because I think Fox News, I guess all of the news channels, really leaned into that. Just people yelling over each other. I remember, I don't watch much cable news, but I remember every time, in a hotel room or whatever, you're flipping through channels, and it's just this cacophony of people yelling over each other to try to make just a non-existent point. And I guess it was, it's become a weird kind of entertainment that people started to enjoy. So they just kind of went for it. But I don't know what these are. But yeah, very horrible. And I guess some of those daytime talk shows like The View and things do that same sort of thing where people just talk over each other and just try to make some insane point over the top of each other, and people actually listen to that. It seems like it would get you very agitated if that was the level. But I also forget too kind of the level of kind of tension and stress that American people live at. That's always a weird surprise, because Japanese people are stressed, but when you're mostly dealing with them outside of their offices, they're exhausted. They're just crumpled up in a seat on a train, not doing much. And even on the weekends they look like they wish they'd been able to get some more sleep, but had to go do something with the family. And but you forget the just kind of, and especially in cities, just kind of the constant assault and the weird level of the kind of attacking each other level, like, and because a lot of Japanese people, they don't look each other in the eye, and there's not a lot of like rough flybys with guys trying to put a shoulder into you and stuff the way that there is in the U.S. And that's a real jolt, like going back to the U.S., forgetting about all that kind of that weird level that people kind of live their everyday life at, and also the amount of homeless and mentally ill that are just wandering the streets, and that you're having to interact with or deal with in some way. But yeah, it's a very it's a weird cultural thing, and so it makes sense that America is a more violent, more aggressive place, because everybody just lives at that level, and everybody's just waiting to go off. And you only really see that with mentally ill in Japan, or you get a lot of agitated elderly as well, like a lot, and that's probably mental degrading. They're losing it, but yeah, that's the bad. You get old men that get a little feisty and weird, just because of whatever's going on in their brain, and but that's about it. So, very different, and I always forget that. And so, living at that level of just people at full volume, and people telling you to go to hell, get away from them, don't touch them, whatever, constantly, just really, really changes like just kind of how you function. I guess it was like the kind of shock that I first felt, like kind of growing up in the suburbs and then going to the city to go to university, and just how you just needed to kind of look down and kind of keep going, because you never knew what kind of nonsense you were going to walk into on the street, and just having to be ready to go at somebody, just yell back at them, just to kind of keep things keep yourself kind of protected or under control or whatever. Yeah, it's very strange. But I forgot all about that kind of being here. And you just get weird stares, I think, is the most aggressive thing. I mean, in some places, in some worst parts of cities in Japan, I think there's open hostility towards foreigners. So you do get people trying to knock you off your bicycle, or going out of their way to do weird things, especially like groups of young guys and stuff, which you would get anywhere. But yeah, it's very it's funny how much less of that there is. So when you go back, when I go back to the USA, I feel that a lot. How a different kind of level of tension and stress people live at, and just wanting to go off, especially the road rage. I mean, people drive stupid here. I've seen some really ridiculous, difficult things, but people just don't freak out. Again, you get some of the weird agitated old men or whatever honking their horns, but barely anybody honks their horns. And the funny thing is that agitated old men are the taxi drivers here. So I don't know if it's a retirement job, because I've heard it doesn't pay well. I don't know if it's kind of a retirement job or what it is. If you don't have a pension from your job, and you need money, there's a lot of, and they're quite old. I would say 60s and 70s is pretty standard for the age of the taxi drivers here. And they have no idea where anything is. They get really confused and frustrated. But yeah, it's a very different aesthetic. But so you get taxis honking at you, and sometimes older, weird guys. But for the most part, the streets are pretty quiet, as you can hear behind me. I mean, I've got a pretty big. It's a 4-lane, 6-lane. I think it's a 6-lane kind of small highway running through the city here. And you've never heard a horn on this live stream. Never heard a car horn on this live stream. Maybe you heard some loud trucks or whatever, but it's only like before an accident that you'll hear horns usually, or if somebody does something really crazy, just like pulls across a few lanes and just sits there. But it's surprising how rare that is and how anywhere else it would just be a constant cacophony. I mean, I couldn't record. I probably couldn't live stream from this office being this close to a highway unless it was a very soundproofed building, because it gets so much road noise, so much honking and nonsense. Yeah, I've heard a couple of screeches and the, boom, collision. People, screeching their brakes into each other. But much less car horn. Yeah, and I think I've already talked about this, but that was a huge thing to adjust to driving in Japan, is more often than get out of my way or we're going to hit each other or whatever. Car honks or go to hell, I guess, is the most often use. People honk to say thanks, and there's a style of honk, a really light tap of the horn to say thank you. So if I have to deal with a kind of a single lane road kind of going up a mountain, and if you run into somebody coming down, you have to get out of their way. So you have to back down a little ways or find some place where you can kind of pull in and get out of your way. And when you do that, they'll thank you, just tap on the horn and thank you. And the first few times that happened, I thought they were critiquing my not getting off the road enough for them or not doing it fast enough or something. So I instantly, flipped out and got angry, and realizing that's just a weird cultural thing that I brought with me. You bring with you whatever you have, and then have to get used to what that actually means. You have to have that translated to kind of understand exactly. So it happens a few times, and you kind of react automatically the way that you would, and then you realize, oh wait, I'm completely misinterpreting what's going on. Yeah, so that's very funny. And Japan is kind of full of those things where you realize there's no malicious intent. Like almost anywhere else in the world, you're like, oh, they're just doing that to be idiots. And a lot of times in Japan, there is a lot of, the maliciousness and the idiocy is very hidden. So you're not going to notice it or not going to feel it, most likely, which I think is why some foreigners get too comfortable here, because they don't realize how much they're not wanted in certain situations, and because they can't feel it, because they are kind of listening for big signs of not being accepted, that they miss the little stuff. But yeah, so that's an interesting thing. It's weird to whoa, there we go. Something's not going well here. Try to draw some plates or something here. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, let's take it easy. Things are moving a little slow. Oh, so. This is very weird. Yeah, my face isn't too well lit now. Now I don't know if I actually want to be in a little window. Maybe it should just be a voice over Photoshop. I should get rid of this webcam. Oh, I need to experiment too. I can't remember if I'm actually making it harder. This window, I should reduce the resolution of this window because it's so small, down to, like 720 or even 480, depending on how big that actually is, to help with the resolution and help with the processing, because I think I've got everything at 1080 and I'm all resizing it and everything. So I definitely don't have my streaming software optimized for what I'm trying to do, and that's pretty stupid. But I put some of this stuff together so fast that I make a lot of weird mistakes. But I was just listening to someone talking about optimizing things for streaming, and how everybody wants 1080p 60 frames per second, and for game streaming and stuff, maybe people will notice that. And if you have a high-end system, what is this? If you have a high-end system, that may be a good thing to be able to do. But in the most of the time, people are not going to see that, and you're having to base it on what you can actually output with both your internet connection and your computer. So it's not only, if you've got a great machine and a great video card, and you can, go ultra settings on all your games, it doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to even see anything close to that. You're going to be putting out a nice signal that no one's going to be able to see. Which is, very different thinking. Oh. Okay. Well, the curtains aren't helping tremendously because, this office is still pretty warm. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. What are we doing here? All right. Sorry, let me just check and see, make sure everything's still outputting. Yeah, because it said I got a few drop frames. So, yeah, stream is not going particularly well. Yeah, I've got a few drop frames. I'm not sure where that's from. It may be just on my end. Yeah, so I'm outputting 30 frames a second, so that's about as fast as I can move my pencil anyhow. I don't think you really notice it here, but I think I've had some stutters. God, I cannot cool down here. Sorry for the sweaty webcam. Yeah, it's very odd. Huh. Yeah, when I got in here, the temperature in the office was 30 Celsius, so that's never good. It's hard to recover from that and get back down to something more reasonable. What are these things? Huh. Right. Yeah, so if you found this stream in the archive, have a look. There's more than a year now. It's gonna be coming up on 2 years. I had a little break in there, but I think I stopped in last October. But when we hit October again, it'll be an anniversary from the start, even though there's some missing pieces in there. Yeah, maybe this, but without this. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a very classic, the mixed drink and the coffee as friends thing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with all these cylindrical things. All right, well, let's leave this as it is and move over here and start trying to think about something else. So, yeah, I think doing this as an art live stream or live drawing live stream, I think it doesn't quite fit in this day and age, because you have a lot of people that are basically just doing digital painting, and a lot of people that are doing cool characters or sexy characters or whatever, just trying to impress you with their painting style, and also a lot of people that I'm doing very minimal. This is a very kind of basic economic style for cartooning because I'm just trying to get the ideas across, so it's not, particularly detailed or amazing. And so the people that are spending, 40 hours on a drawing, streaming works out well because then, you can fill that time with talking to people. Ugh. But yeah, it's funny. I just don't think I fit. I don't belong in this world anymore. Because I think anybody that reads, or a lot of people that read my cartoon, would never watch a stream. So I don't know exactly what audience I'm trying to tap into here. Come on. What's going on? There it is. Sorry, getting a little slow down here. Oh, I started watching The Boys on Amazon. I was really surprised by that. It's kind of about halfway through. I think I just finished. Yeah, so halfway through. I think I finished episode 4 or 5. And I'm worried because it's feeling like American Gods. It's got, I'm trusting the writing, I'm trusting the characters and how they're interpreting the story. I didn't read the original comic. I just kind of knew the story. But it's giving me that American Gods feel. And I think this is becoming a really bad habit of the streaming services and everything. They're just doing these high-profile, seasons of something. They're adapting something. Man on the High Castle, The Expanse, American Gods. These are things we'd love to see on the screen. And they do a crazy first season, and then the economic reality hits, and basically the kind of reality of how streaming services make their money hits, where that first season is all they want because they want to, oh wow, you've got these interesting exclusive original things that you're developing and I'm going to sign up, and then you don't ever do another season, or doing 2 or 3 seasons is the most that it's actually cost effective to do because you already got that subscription, and probably with all that subscription based stuff people forget about it. They stop checking for it on their credit card, and they just get billed when they're not even using that service. So the economics of it don't work that well. I mean, Amazon is, huge, and they can, throw money away, to compete, to try to hurt everybody else. They can throw a lot of money around, but yeah, it's strange. So I'm enjoying it. I'm getting into it. There's a couple of, and I'm not sure if that's, in the storytelling of the comic or just they've had to kind of jump around a little bit. It's feeling TV in that the next episode then kind of changes the tone, and they're doing this weird thing, and you've got them. So it's like it doesn't, the scale's not right. It's like kind of got a weird TV scale where it feels like a movie, and so it should feel like an 8-hour movie, but instead it's jumping around and doing things in time, and to make each episode interesting and having kind of unique events or whatever. So it's not, if you watched it all in one piece, it doesn't feel like a movie. It jumps around a little bit, and that may be due to the comic story being like an episodic television show, or being episodic, having issues, and so having different changes of locales and stuff happening. Still, progressing the story, but getting a little weird and distracting. So the tone is not consistent. It's not doing that well. I like the first couple of episodes that were a little more claustrophobic and they were kind of stuck in places. And now that it's kind of spreading out more, I don't know. And I think that's a difficulty of these kinds of shows, is they're filmed with budgets of feature films, or at least independent films, and each episode. And I don't know what this is. And so you're kind of confused about what is this that I'm watching? Is it TV, which has its own kind of rhythms and tones, or is this a movie? And, so TV will have, the little hooks to keep you watching to the next episode and things, which movies don't need, because they figure, once they've set things up, they've kind of got you, so they don't need to hook you from one episode to the next. And I don't think streaming television shows need to do that either. I think that's a weird... comic books do that as well. So it's a weird kind of leftover thing from, well, we want you to come back and buy the next issue. Can't wait for the next issue next month. Can't wait for the next episode next week on television. But that doesn't exist anymore. This is a binging, weird culture that they're producing this media for. But they probably are also hedging their bets so that they can also syndicate it to television with a little bit of editing. There's some stuff that, there's just no way to put on anything but premium cable. But they, I don't know. I think it's a weird transition where they're kind of trying to serve multiple masters. And if their source isn't a novel, it's a comic, then it already has some of those weird hooks built into it between issues, making it difficult to adapt and take that out of it. That's part of the fun, kind of the excitement. And I guess, do they really want you to watch? I think they would want to discourage you from watching everything over the course of a couple of days. But it seems like that's how everybody basically deals with it. They just set aside some time, and a couple hours every night they're just, binging these shows. And so they have hooks built into the shows to make you want to watch the next. Wow, that was great how that ended, the little cliffhanger or the little, weird, mysterious thing that it ended on. And I'm going to watch the next one. But, these are 8-10 episode series. So you just chew through them, and then it's like, oh, yeah. Because I keep forgetting things that I've watched. Like when I watch shows like that, I keep forgetting that I've watched them in a weird way. I'll be like, oh, did I see that? Oh, yeah, right, I guess I did. So they're not sticking with you like movies. They're not something that you're comforted by and becomes this familiar weekly interaction. I don't know. It's a weird thing, and I don't really think they've figured it out or figure out what they want to do with things. I guess it's just nice that larger stories, like especially books, can have the breathing room of a extended series. But so often these things just get abandoned, and they get canceled a lot. So I don't know. I think that's very strange, and it's not very satisfying. And there's still a decent amount of viewers that are from old television. It's getting, the viewership, I'm sure, is more and more turning to has only ever watched streaming. Like, doesn't even know how the format of regular TV, and the commercial breaks and the pacing, even when you see it on DVD, where the commercial breaks go is obvious and annoying, because you'll have the character saying the same line twice in a row, because it was, the little hook line to get you to, oh, I can't wait till this comes back. The 2.5 minutes, whatever, 4 minutes, however long it is, of commercials, and then they'll say that line again to get you back into where they were, or the action or whatever will happen again. So when you're watching that on DVD or whatever, that's an odd thing. So they don't have that as much. Between episodes they do, but not in the middle of the show. You don't have these weird recaps where you're like, why are you showing me this again? But it'll be strange when there is the audience is 100%. Yeah, it's not going to be that long. Where the audience is 100% never have seen a free television broadcast. So they don't know those old rhythms of television and how it was, serving commercial sponsors and things. That'll be odd. But yeah, so I like when I feel, competence in writing of a show, and I trust them to, I trust kind of where things are going or how they're handling things. But yeah, already I'm getting a little, I don't know. Maybe if I knew the comic it would be different as well. What do I keep drawing? Okay. Yeah, maybe it would be different if I knew where the comic goes. But that was the thing. I gave up on Umbrella Academy. Also because there really isn't a story arc with those books. Just some random graphic novels of whatever kind of adventures, whenever, whatever. I mean, they had I liked I read the first collection that I think the first season of the show is based on, but I didn't make it through the show. I finished the graphic novel and I also like the art style a lot, so that kept me in there. I think it worked much better than trying to do this with real people, but the tone was blah and odd, and the casting was pretty bad. That looks lovely. Yeah, so yeah, gave up on Umbrella Academy pretty quick. Yeah, but after the first episode, I was like, oh, I think I want to read this graphic novel first, and I'm kind of sorry I did because it's so far superior. I mean, the story is just, made for that. So it's a no-win for the cable show. They're not going to be able to be more, satisfying because the scale of the graphic novel is much bigger and better. Oh yeah, ugh, yeah, and some of the performances were just garbage on that show. Yuck. Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to because there's so much competition, people developing stuff. But it's really hard. Even when I get recommendations from friends, I can't. A lot of times people say, I'm watching this, it's good, and then I'll try it and just like, wow, you're forgiving a lot. Like good, your bell curve or whatever, good is a very strange shape because there's a lot of kind of things I can't get past and can't get to good with a lot of that stuff, and it's just too much. I think there's it's a good time, I think, for some directors that get into the right, just get some buzz, and then the streaming companies will throw some money at them to do original stuff, but I don't think they're doing their best work, and yeah, I don't know. They're getting paid, but I don't think they're producing a lot of amazing stuff out of it. I think there's just a lot of odd kind of experiments. It's basically, they funded a lot of experiments, a lot of unsuccessful experiments. And I guess that's what the studio system or the TV, production or TV studio system, what that's supposed to serve. It's supposed to make things harder, and better stuff gets through. Of course, a lot of, terrible stuff gets through because they figured out how to play the game, or they have some sort of connection that they're relying on to get things to go through. But it does stop a lot of trash that just, is why was this made? Who is this for? Wow, yeah, I'm just not getting anywhere today. Oh, well, if you just joined the stream, thanks for watching. I'm still trying to actually get somewhere with a drawing here, but yeah, so what do you think about original programming for streaming services? I mean, yeah, it's hard though, because when you look at the state, Big Bang Theory, or the things that are popular even on cable, like the reality TV and stuff that's popular on cable, you just wish free television, even cable television, an early death, because it's really garbage. And I guess it's just, yeah, they're able to get ratings with that stuff, so why not? Oh, what's going on here? But yeah, it's funny. It's very frustrating though, and it's really hard to trust some of these companies, because they'll, for a while there, it was feeling like Netflix was just having things dumped on it that this isn't going to get shown anywhere else. So, Netflix will buy it. They probably got a pretty good price to end some exclusive, some exclusivity for minimal money, and they'll take anything that might get them a new subscriber. So I don't know. Oh, there we are. That's a weird looking candle. Oh, these are on the same layer. Awesome. Yeah, actually, I don't think. I think it's this. Whatever this is not working. Yeah, but the casting on The Boys feels decent. I was at first a little turned off by the kid, the young guy. But right away, if you don't know the story, and I didn't know the details of the story, right away they hook you. They do a good job, and I like that. Breaking Bad did that, and there's just some shows that I don't even think it was actually the original pilot, but the captain on Firefly shooting the guy, the cop or whatever, in the head at the end of the episode. That was like a hook. I was like, okay, I'm in. I'll watch this show just because they did that. They pulled that off. In an episode, and I wasn't sure how I felt about these characters, but yeah, if it's gonna get there, that's cool. So there's the things like that, or like in the end of first season of Game of Thrones, losing a main character. Spoilers for Game of Thrones, but yeah, like focusing on a character for an entire season and then killing them at the end. That makes you very curious about where it's going to go, and right away, what seemed like, oh, this is going to be a regular thing, was just over. And so I don't know why that's so compelling for watching TV. I guess maybe because when you get and it might just be kind of subverting tropes of television or whatever, and that makes us happy, because when you see a character introduced, you're like, all right, how many seasons of this person do we have? And so when they just take somebody out, you're like, whoa, okay, and still their existence, or that character still resonates through the series, because how they were killed, if their death becomes a huge motivation or a huge presence in one of the other characters' lives. That makes things interesting. I'm trying to be vague and not spoil anything, because it's a great scene. But yeah. So just like American Gods, The Boys, has the gore. Like they ramp up the gore. It's not super sexy. It's got some kind of adult references to things, but it's not particularly sexy. And but the effects are all okay. Like you believe the hero stuff. There's a couple of nice hero moments even in the first episode. It'll kind of get you into the world. You believe, oh, that's Superman, that's Aquaman, whatever. Okay, fine. But yeah. So that's enjoyable. I'm just getting a little bit worried. It's nice because it's getting tense. Like things are kind of overlapping in a nice way and getting complicated. But I'm starting to worry about how it's going to play out. Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And it might be something that I'm curious after the TV show to go back and read the comic. I don't want to do that now. I think it'll ruin too much, because I'll get through the comic faster than I'll get through the show probably. And yeah, I don't want to ruin anything that they've kind of established now. But it'll be interesting to see like what came from the comic and what came from the adaptation. Like the things that I don't like, if they're actually products of adapting that material. Wow. I'm just not getting anywhere. Okay, maybe not this. Yeah, if I narrow this down a little bit, I think this can be cigarettes. Sure. Yeah, that might work. All right. This candle, though, is a little odd. No. Scale is what I want. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not getting anywhere with any of this stuff. I blame the heat. Actually, I like those bags. Yeah, I don't know. Not getting any strong feelings either way. Those weird bags, though. Oh, yeah, I can go back to the margarita and coffee. Actually have them all held. So maybe like a straw. Oof. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So they do this in pieces, I think. Maybe a piece of fruit or something. See if I can do something that looks funny. Maybe I'll just do this to save myself. Oh yeah. Save myself the masking. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one more. Put a... Whoops. Napkin here. I don't like this so much. Yeah, I think it's okay without them. All right. Yeah, maybe just go to the with the weird bags. I don't know. Where's the weird bags? Not those weird bags. Ugh, drew a lot of garbage today. A bowl. Oh, I can delete a lot of this stuff. Boom. These cigarettes. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, this candle's just odd. All right. I think I got it. It's going to be kind of a minimal one. Oh, I don't think that bowl's any good, though. Did I do another bowl? Again, over here, maybe I did. Huh. I think this is... Oh, it might work okay. Of course, of course. Oh, wow. Pretty slow. Jeez, what's going on? All right. So just put that here. Of course, I delete it, and then I want it again. There we go. You giving me tabs or not? Wow. This changes the look of the stream a lot with the weird black curtains behind me. Come on, get in there. There we go. All right, so maybe this bowl is not a perfect bowl for this. Let's see if I can shape it up a little bit. Okay. All right. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I'm making things so much bigger now. Weird. Okay. Okay, get rid of that. All right. Whew. I guess we can go from here. Okay, so let's take a break. I need to take a little bit of a break and do the comments. Let's see if I can make this actually happen here. Oh, come on. Comments section here. All right, so I'll switch over and, whoa, see if I can make this happen. Let me see here. Do this. And there we go. All right. So comments. So this is last week. All right, so as you can see, do I want that? Oh, no, it's I don't need the logo. It's all over here, right? Maybe that is not necessary. What? No, that not. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, this one. Maybe, yeah, that's not necessary. Okay, because you can kind of see what it is. Oh, well. All right, so here is Go Comics. So if you are weird, let's just lock some of this down here. I don't know why I'm... Okay. So this is Go Comics. And if you subscribe to Go Comics, you'll get access to all of this delivered to you. Oh, wow, only one pin. Usually I got a lot more pins. So it looks like I got 6 likes and 1 pin this week. Maybe up one size here. No? Does that do it? Oh, come on. Everything is moving so slow. Anyhow, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. That looks better. All right. So they seem to be expecting much more than Simple Grape. So Simple Grape Jelly, and he's disappointing to them. All right. So 3 comments. So let's see. So I would have expected more than 1 slice and some peanut butter. Okay, 4 slices tops. 1 reply. Maybe it's Vegemite. Vegemite? What kind of Australian readers are these? Okay, what? There we go. Grape rules. Next. I would have expected. What was it? Oh, yeah, that's it. That's the 3. Nice. Am I? Yeah, wait. Loading. Wow. Very slow. Hey, Ed. Oh. I see. Oh, I like it from here, not from here. Yeah, the interface is just great. Yeah, that's wonderful. So frustrating. I like how we haven't standardized. Like well, I think the problem is people that are now in UX UI or just web designers, and they don't really actually have that much training in, directing attention and the kind of like the basic design principles. And there really probably aren't great established, principles of design and how people are being taught to, manipulate user experience. So you've got this everything is different. And do I click on this? Do I click near this? Do I click on the word? Yeah, it's ridiculous. And now that we're using both apps and things, it's no good. Okay, let's go back into July. Oh, here we go. Is it? It's trying. It's trying, I promise you. All right, back into July. So the other comic last week was... Can I even remember? Here we are. All right, 1 comment, 5 likes, 1 pin. Ah, the bread. Ah, the bread. She longed for the safety of a real bread box, but found only cardboard. She's surrounded by cardboard boxes instead of the safe little bread box. Okay, let's see how much this was hated. And she had to be sliced to fit. Yes. Nice. Yeah, she's not going to fit into any of those anytime soon. All right. And I think we did the previous one last week. Yeah, I think my nasty comments have... Well, I think because they shifted... Once they started their kind of membership version of the subscriber version of this, the comments got a lot kinder because of people that wanted to be here instead of just wandered in from the street. Yeah, we did. Yeah, that toe should not have been loafing around. Yeah, we did this last time. Okay, so let's try some random. We'll go until we get at least one comment on a random. There's some great nasty ones in the past, and look at how different the drawing is. The plastic bag of turkey gravy had frozen in the most uncomfortable position imaginable. Oh, poor guy. Yeah, so this is an unviewed, unloved classic. So maybe people they maybe go through the archives, but there's no point in commenting because it's not an active conversation. Oh, here's one comment. The entire meal seemed to be overshadowed by desserts, pie, chocolate cake, and a roll cake. Actually, that roll cake, I don't even know if that makes it to American tables or not, if we have roll cakes, but that's pretty common in Japan. So this is obviously, 2015 is obviously a Japanese influence, and maybe that's going to be the comment, is what is that supposed to be? Life is short, eat dessert first. Oh, that's nice. Almost 4 years ago. Yeah. Nice. All right. So another kind comment. We'll find some ugliness. We'll find some hate. I promise you. It's there somewhere. I've read it. I've seen it. But there's my roll cake design. Yeah, do they have? I don't even know. I've only seen roll cakes in Japan, and which probably means it's from Europe. Oh, sorry. Because most of the cake styles and baked good styles are from Europe. They don't imitate American stuff all that often. I guess apple pies are French style in Japan. Not a lot of classic fruit pie styles. Oh, right. Well, we found a comment from 4 years ago, and it was nice. Amazing. All right, so let's do some coloring now. Back to the drawing. Woo, infinite drawing. All right, here we are. Okay, so a little bit of a classic motif here. I'm going to go a little bit like light blue for glass. I'll contrast that by the what I put in them. Yeah, I think that'll work, because I can put a bright white highlight on that. Then I'll do that old brownish orangey coffee cup color. Yeah, that'll be nice. A little less saturated. Yeah. All right, but I think I want a layer that I can adjust here. And I didn't do that with the straw. I guess I don't want to make the straw clear, so let me, before I color the straw, give it a get rid of that line. All right. Oh, hello. Oh, that was weird. Oh, I've just got a loose connection on my headphones. I thought my audio dropped out. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. First make some decisions. I think I'll do red. Okay. And then since I have this, there we go. That's what I wanted. Oh, and maybe I'll do the same thing with the fruit. So what is that? Maybe I'll make it a lime. That feels more margarita, I guess. All right. Oops. I thought I had that all masked. Oh, what am I doing here? Come on. Hide B. I didn't even know that was a shortcut for... Oh, come on. Making a group. All right. So, let's go a bit darker. The skin. And then a bit lighter for some All right. Oh, and maybe, yeah, maybe this as well. So in here and around here. Yeah, it's okay. All right. So I need also liquid. So first let's do some coffee. Oh, come on. That little side button, I keep hitting the wrong angle. All right. And what was this? Not something blue. I was gonna make the margarita kind of pink. So just the dregs of this. And so whatever this was left over. All right. Although, sorry, the shape of this. The mic is in a really annoying position. I might have to rethink my mic strategy here. It's making drawing difficult actually this week. Not being very out of the way. Oh, come on. All right. I think that works. Okay, so let's try to highlight everything. Okay. Oh, actually, it's in the glasses. Let's just bring it down a little bit. Okay, but maybe we should make this darker then. All right, that works. Okay, so let's try to highlight some of this stuff and see if it gives us the right effect. All right. All right, in here. Really? All right. I think it's looking okay. Hmm. All right. Yeah, I think that's okay. Oh, maybe the coffee. All right, and now let's try some of this. Yeah, that was assuming I had dealt with everything. Okay. Let's figure out what I missed. Oh, it's only 21, so maybe there. All right. All right, there's that little trio of glasses. And now we'll do some eyes. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, and what kind of nightmare is... Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I think I want to do some stickers on this, so... Be minty... Come on. Minty green, sickly green bowl. And just some, maybe a little bit off white. Yeah. Just minimum contrast. Little rubber band type color. Come on. There we go. All right, and now for the soup. Come on, stupid button. All right, here we are. I guess I'm going to do that with this too. Boom, boom. Yeah. Okay. So let's find a lighter version. Yeah. Okay. So do I want to do that as a blending? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. All right, and maybe float some noodles or something. In here. Maybe on top and fade them in. It would all just be sitting on the bottom probably, but all right, well, let's see how this renders out. Maybe this. Yeah. So maybe just turn this stuff off so I can get easier fills. This is another one of those, huh? Cartoons, isn't it? The people love them. All right. There we go. Yeah, the soup doesn't need to be so. Maybe multiply's not good. It's making the soup very transparent. I'll just try a couple other options here. All right. Well, I think only overlay or no. That's because I'm dealing with white, huh? Yep. Just normal and then just bring it down. No, that makes it look ethereal. Maybe yeah, I think that'll work. Try some of this. All right. Maybe put this on another layer. Yeah, maybe, and then just bring it down. Oh, sure. Okay. Should do the same for this. No. All right, yeah, that helps. Okay. Now, do I want to put stickers on these? I thought I did. Let's see if that would help. Oh, yeah, maybe. Jeez, yeah. All right. Come on. Then a little bit of writing. Yeah, too heavy. What's maybe no? What am I not getting over here? Oh, the stickers. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, we got both of them then. All right. Well, the only thing that's left is writing, so we can move to a quick trip. Oh. Quick trip to the convenience store. Okay. So, let's do that quickly. Oh, sorry. All right. Okay, so convenience store segment. All right. So here we are at the Japanese convenience store. Yeah, the camera is odd. Yeah, is it focusing? Yeah, it's focusing. Gotta check and see what the settings are. It's a little odd. Yeah, so now the low light you can kind of see. It's got a weird kind of low light thing going on. But anyhow, this week, I don't think I've done this. I hope I haven't done this. Maybe something similar, but Supaimon. Supai meaning sour and mon meaning this character. So the so this is a company called Ama Ume. Yeah. The I think they've changed their name since or this is just the Japanese plum or umeboshi division. But what these are dried salted or I guess kind of pickled, I don't know, like some style of curing Japanese plums. So they're very sour and but have a very strong, nice flavor. This version is seedless, as you can see. Maybe they took out the pits of the plums, and they're just little tiny dried, because they're similar to North American wild plums. If you've ever had wild plum wine, it tastes a lot like Japanese plums, so they're very sour. But the funny thing about the name of the company is Ama Ume is I think they're trying to say sweet plum, ume being plum, and amai is sweet. So that's funny because everything is branded as sour. So Supai sour man, and here's their weird superhero character. Oh, it's not focusing. Yeah, it's not focusing. I think the lack of light. But the funny thing, their whole website is kind of this Roy Lichtenstein kind of comic book style. As you can see, there's the dots, the printing dots in this little thought balloon, which he's saying. He's saying the thought balloon. But they really lean into this whole American comic book aesthetic for the whole website. And back in like 2000, I think they relocated to Okinawa for their processing plant for this. So maybe somebody wanted to have nicer scenery or have it near his expensive house or whatever. So Okinawa was kind of like the Hawaii of Japan, and it was a separate nation, and of course handed back over after World War II, all that good stuff. But yeah, so you can see, so this is the ume tree. You can see the blossoms and where they actually come from, and then there's this weird comic book aesthetic done on top. So let me show you. Oh, and they have a great thing on the back here about the about the company. Yeah, the Uema Kishiten Company Limited. About them, it says, oh yeah, so I guess that's just their website, the Sweet Ume. The actual company is Ume Kashiten Company Limited. We are the confectionery company which made dry umeboshi in 1981 for the first time in Japan. So that's their claim to fame. I think the original confectionery company is from the 60s, and then in the 80s they started to do these dried umeboshi. Oh, and look for the notch. Always look for the notch. Okay. So these are not very appetizing looking. I mean, they look like, how you'd expect dry fruit to look. Whoa, and since they've had the pit taken out of them, they don't even have the shape anymore. But it's really good. If you like this sour face, and actually, because it's just dried fruit, you don't really chew it, or it's pretty fibery. So you just kind of suck on it. But a really nice sour plum taste. And so the umeboshi that you see on top of rice in obento, or what they have often in Japan, was very old style of, it was a flavoring, and they tried to make candies. It's really big. Sorry, the pieces are much bigger than I thought. When I've gotten the ones before with the pits, they're pretty small, and you just have to kind of chew off the fruit. But this is all fruit, so it's pretty big. But it's a really unique, interesting Japanese taste, and a lot of people don't like it. They don't like the sourness of it. It's a weird sour sweet. Oh, and if you didn't get the joke, the Superman is a Superman. That's why he's dressed like an American superhero. Superman. But yeah. But just very natural. It's just a piece of dried fruit. It doesn't have any weird chemical taste. They didn't do any weird preservative or anything, because I think all the salting or whatever they do to kind of cure it or pickle it does that. So it doesn't need to be treated in any weird way. So very natural taste, and as it breaks up, as it starts to rehydrate and breaks up in your mouth, it's just like eating a plum, a Japanese plum. But very sour, very nice. And supposedly it's good for digestion. Like the Japanese always say that umeboshi is good for digestion, and you really, you often just see them on rice. So they're kind of, there's not a good picture of it, but it's a small plum. And they do umeshu, they do drinks flavored like that, like liqueurs and things flavored like that. And but it's a very common thing. And this company makes every imaginable kind of ume candy, and dried different versions. Like I told you before, they have the more whole version, a smaller version with a pit in it, so you have to actually get rid of the pit after you eat it. This is the seedless version. Then they even have them inside candy, and then candy flavored like that. And I think actually I've got one more. This is a different company, but here's one more umeboshi candy. And so here's you can see a little bit better what the actual umeboshi looks like, and then this is their candied version of it. So this is probably not going to be, it's just the flavor kind of put in some kind of gummy. It's a different company? Yeah, this is a different company. This is Nobel. And but this is, this is just like a hard candy version. So this is just a hard candy version that's simulating the flavor of umeboshi, so not the actual fruit itself. And really salty. Ooh, really, really salty. Wow. Yeah, it tastes like Swedish fish, or the salty, not Swedish fish, but the Swedish salt candy. Super salty. Wow, weird. So no ume flavor yet, just salt. That's weird. Very weird. Wow. Kind of high calories too for one piece. Well, oh, this is weird. Yeah, this is pretty unpleasant. It just makes kind of a salty, slimy taste in your mouth, and it's not very sour at all. So maybe it's for the people that like the saltiness but not the sweetness and sour, and not the sweet sour of umeboshi. Ugh, this is not good. I may have to get rid of this. Yuck. Man, it's just like drinking seawater. Oh, there. Finally, a little bit of sour. Well, that's a terrible thing to have the outside of the candy just be salty. And it kind of melts in a slimy way. Ugh. Ugh. Anyhow, okay, forget about that. Don't even bother with those guys. But everything these guys make, and it's always this kind of bright, obnoxious packaging. Everything these guys make is good. Is worth it and yummy. So look for the Supaiman, which I ripped off here, but look for the very bright yellow and red Supaiman packaging. But they do good, very natural stuff. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one's pretty gross. Yeah, it's kind of like, have you ever had that salty tea that they sometimes serve in Japan? It kind of tastes like that with a little ume. Very, very light amount of ume flavoring. I guess that's getting stronger. Very strange. Okay, anyhow, let's write some cartoons. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. We're back. Oh, Facebook issues. Great. Wow. All right. So let's get some of these guys written, and that will be our week. Come on. Come on. There we go. Whew. Okay. Wow, yeah, moving kind of slow. So, would soon be coffee's time to shine. All right. I mean, is there a better way to say that? It would soon be coffee's time to shine. So after all the drinks are gone and you have to sober up a little to get into your car, there we go. That's why he's smiling. All right. It would soon be coffee's time to shine. Is there something better? Is that too like a weird cliche or a weird I like that. Oh, we'll go with that. It would soon be coffee's time to shine. He's all happy about it. Okay, and this one, the thinking was they were starting to doubt the doubts whole concept of oh, come on. Really? There we go. Soup by the pound. They started doubting the whole concept of all right, what to do it this way. They had started doubting the whole concept of soup by the pound. They had now started doubting the entire You gotta be careful when I rewrite things. Sometimes I'll leave weird words in that spell check isn't gonna find, there's no grammar check. They had now started doubting the entire concept of soup by the pound. Maybe I should capitalize it. As if it's a brand. So the joke being, you don't measure liquids in pounds, but that is, it keeps disconnecting. They had now started doubting the entire concept of soup by the pound. Okay. Something like that. Wow, these were long and hard to get out, and they just aren't that sharp. They now started doubting the entire concept of soup by the pound, and it would soon be coffee's time to shine. All right. I think that's going to do it. So, thank you for being here for this weird low light, maybe weird low version of me. I guess a little window is okay if it's blurry and small, but when I zoom in for the company, it looks very fuzzy and very laggy. So I'll check and see the resolution on the camera and everything. Double check that that's working okay. And so those are our two cartoons for this week. It would soon be coffee's time to shine, and this. They had now started doubting the entire concept of soup by the pound. All right. So I will be back again next week, and I want to say a big thank you to my patrons. You make this stream possible and give me great motivation to keep going, moving forward with the cartoon, and be here every week. And if you would like to support, if you'd like to become a patron and support this cartoon and make this stream happen more often, make more cartoons happen, get access to original art, signed books, all kinds of great stuff, please visit patreon.com/abusecartoons. And like you see in the comments section, please go to gocomics.com if you would like to subscribe to thousands of cartoons and have them in your inbox. So that's gocomics.com/domesticabuse. Follow the cartoon on Twitter @abusecartoons, and abusecartoons.com is the website. So I will be back again next week. Thank you so much for watching, and take a look at the archive. It's full of weeks and weeks and weeks of almost 2 years of this live stream. And don't go back too far because the sound gets pretty terrible. I'm just warning you. I didn't have a microphone that made things work yet. This is the first Black Curtain edition of the stream, so I hope this looked okay. And I will see you again next week. Goodbye.